Do, 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 do. What up, cyber world? It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. On this program, I talk a little bit about every and or anything, and you just never know what I'm going to talk about, who I'm going to talk about, or what the theme of the episode will be. But as you see, this one is quite specific. Your unsolicited opinion is not appreciated. It is not. People have to get out of the habit of putting their own personal opinions, thoughts, narrative behind what someone shares with them. I'll give you an example. I told someone who I was under the impression was a good friend of mine information about my plans and things that I was going to be doing. And instead of them saying, hey, all right, Ash, that sounds great. It's really good, Ash, that you're doing this or whatever the case is. They turned it around and they interjected themselves into the scenario. I was like, oh, well, if I was doing that, then I would have did it like this. I wouldn't have did it like that. Well, I didn't ask you for what you would do. People have to stop doing that. They have to stop getting into these things. They keep getting into their own mindset. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is just listen. That is the best thing that you can do for someone, is just listen to what they have to say. They're not necessarily asking you how to solve their problem. They're not asking you for the solution or what would you do in this situation. Unless, of course, they ask you, hey, what would you do in this situation? But if they don't ask you that, 9 times out of 10, they don't need your unsolicited opinion. They don't need it. When I was going off to the military, I had this older cousin that I did not talk to on a regular basis. This person I could count on a hand how many times I've ever seen this person in my entire existence. And I could say maybe a good half a dozen times ever in life. They called me up. I'm days away from shipping. My mom is in ICU. She's on a ventilator. She's not even breathing on her own. And this person calls me up and says, hey, I heard that you joined the military. Yeah, I joined the military. That's what I want to do. Well, they're just going to send you overseas to get killed, right? I didn't need that from that person in that moment. Really, ever. I didn't need it at all, period. But especially in that moment, I did not need that. I didn't. And I really had to step outside of myself to not disrespect this person, because I do respect my elders. I do. I may not like the shit that they do, because some of them do some real, just real shiesty type stuff. All right? But I do respect them. I was taught respect. That was something that was really drilled into my head early on in life. So I will respect you. We just won't be cool. We'll leave it at that. I had another incident when I had gone into a business venture and it flopped. And I had someone, again, who was supposedly a friend of mine, who then goes off on the tangent and say, oh, well, if I was you, I wouldn't have did it to begin with. I don't know why you did this and what. That doesn't help. It doesn't help the situation at all. You saying woulda, coulda, shoulda, told you so this and that doesn't help. It doesn't help. So people need to keep their unsolicited opinions to themselves. They need to keep it to themselves. Because what you're doing, if anything, you're just adding more kerosene to the fire. You're not helping the situation at all. You're not offering a solution. You're just saying what you would have did or how another stipulation would have been better. That doesn't help me right now. It doesn't help me today. So why even offer it up? Why even just open up your mouth? I'll tell you why. A lot of these people are not confident in themselves. A lot of them are. A lot of them have tried things that are out of the box and it failed. So they feel as though when you try anything out of the box, it's going to fail. Why? Because it's just designed to fail. Not true. Next, They don't want to see you succeed because it's proof that if you put in hard work and hard labor and you pour some passion into what you're doing, you can accomplish these goals. You can. They don't want to do that. They want the easy way. They want the microwave way. They want it just quick, in a hurry. Let's get it done. Let's get it in. Let's get it, just finish. That is not how the world works. That's not how this here life works at all. Now, will you have to go through some toads before you can find your Prince Charming? Absolutely. Are you going to make mistakes along the way? Of course. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, it's snowing here in GA, and it's just crazy, but you're going to flop. You're going to fail. That's a part of the journey. After you fail, what do? Are you defeated? Do you remain defeated? Or do you find a better way to come about that solution? Far too many times, a lot of people are just so quick to just let things go, let them fade away, just be done with life and just whatever. I'm not built like that. And I've had a lot of people in my life throughout the years that have tried to get me to give up on my dreams, to try to get me to give up on these ideals and things that I was doing and how I was doing them. And shame on them. Shame on them. Because things didn't go right in their life in the way that they were doing things, that they don't want to see anyone succeed at it. But it just goes to show you, if you push yourself hard enough, if you put enough of yourself into it, you can succeed too. There's enough success. There's enough out here for everyone to win. So that's why it just blows my mind when I see so many people out here being negative, doubting someone else's dream, just not being supportive at all. When you're a small business owner, there's a lot that goes into it. A whole lot. And at the end of it, people need to just continue to be themselves. They just do. And they don't need your unsolicited opinion. So the minute that you get to thinking, well, what would I do in that situation? Keep it. Unless they ask you specifically, what would you do in that situation? Keep your opinion to your damn self. People don't need that negativity when they're building, when they're in grind mode, when they're making shit work. They don't need that. Keep it to yourself. And that's my word for today. That's just all I got to say for today. That was just on my heart the last couple of days as I've seen some things unfold. That was really in my spirit to talk about today. So that's what I'm doing. We get a little bit of a dusting here in GA. Snow don't really impress me because I grew up in the snow. I went to school in, below freezing temperatures. When you're in New York, I'm from New York. So this snow here is not in comparison. Is it pretty? Yes, but it's kind of just annoying because it just causes all kind of other environmental issues and just problems. But that's another story, another day. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great one. Have a happy Sunday.